in conversation around education and school is we want to talk about the OBE, the outcome-based learning, and how intolerant the Clinton era, which created the direction to diversity training, which started back during Clinton era, because he tried to take the Republicans' education and recreate it into a Democrat way of living. So I want to let everyone know that this is the foundation of the Clinton era, of the psychosis of what they tried to do to us as American citizens. And it's the foundation of the advancement of where we are today. So these things are important to uncover, to watch analysis of the pathway. See, this is education. This is actually interesting. However, it's horrifying at the same time. But now when you have a foundation or where the plug started, you can actually unplug and figure out how to be self-sufficient versus reliance on government, which is what Clintons wanted for the United States of America. That's called socialism. That's why they don't want Donald Trump in office, is because he doesn't want reliance on government. He wants self-reliance, and he wants you to do your work. That's the democracy that's at stake. Feel free to break it down. OBE outcome. See, most of you don't know any of this stuff because you didn't read the book, or it's been a long time since you read that book. And you all live in the now and into the future, but the past is in the future. So you can't just whitewash the past like Kamala Harris wants to do. No, you have to go take a look back. That's how politics works. Cause and effect. The fact that she can't recognize that Mona Van's prostitution ring and the Kim Kardashian shit is unethical and immoral tells you everything about who she is as an educator. The Trojan horse is the joy and happiness. That's them standing on the stage waving like buffoons. What's the story of the Trojan horse? The Trojan horse was sent to the group where, if you want to watch the movie, you can we'll do it this way because you're not that intelligent. Brad Pitt was on the side. He was Achilles in the movie Trojan War or something like that. And it was a horse that was brought to the fence. And inside the horse, there were a bunch of soldiers inside. So they opened up the gate. They allowed I don't know why you would ever have done this, but that's how dumb they were. They opened up the gate and they let the horse enter into the building, and then they closed the gate. Inside the horse, trying to think I'm trying to think if Brad Pitt was in the horse. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter in essence of the story. He was in the horse. So then Brad Pitt jumps out of the horse and he attacks Eric, who's a foreigner. Although he was already dead at this point. Orlando Bloom was still alive. So Orlando Bloom, and they fought. So Brad Pitt was in the horse. They invited the horse into the building. They waited until dark. They jumped out of the horse and they attacked Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom was actually the bad guy because guess what this is all about? All about a trash heap woman who couldn't keep her vagina legs closed. So Brad Pitt's character in the movie dies over a woman that he had no involvement in. So in that rendition, you can analyze it again. I know I kind of went off storyline slightly because of the craziness of what's going on with the story. How is Trojan horse, how is that affecting you when it comes to Tim Walz and Kamala Harris? Is it the joy and happiness? Ooh, a present! Is it the smile? Is it the wave? Is it the words? Is it the attacks? What is it about that nasty campaign that gets your rocks off? When in reality, nothing that's going on is really happening. They're making all this shit up. The only democracy that is at stake is our peace when it comes to migrants, which is all of which Kamala Harris is doing. So we're trying to call these people out, and you're denying that the horse has soldiers in it called migrants. And then you're smiling and waving and partying while Alex Earl shows her tits. While you're sending a Trojan horse by the name of Dua Lipa, Anderson Cooper, also a Trojan horse. So you got all these little Trojan horses out there. Nothing in entertainment is worth watching. Nothing on influencer platform is worth watching because there is no education, there's no storyline. It's fit check. It's telling someone how great they look. Now let me get back to the conversation around education. Outcome-based learning, phonics, language decoder. This is an example of miscommunications of a group of people who are the wolves. I hope your daughter runs away and lives a great life. Phonics. What she's really saying, I hope she fucking dies and you do too. That's the age generation of evolution of phonics. Well, no one says anything. They said that that's democracy. Because look at how she changed the words to make it look as if she's a good person. But there were bad intentions behind what she said. Because you could see on Charlie Kirk's face that he couldn't believe that she said that shit. Because his kid is like 2 years old. So there are no repercussions for bad behavior. So why would you behave? You get more attention by misbehaving. And Kamala Harris is giving you the permission, and so is Joe Biden. He doesn't support his coworker. Donald Trump is Kamala Harris's coworker. And that's a true blue example of how business in the real world is at this time, is managers only support the bad people and abuse the good people. Example would be CPOMs and how they treated me. And how Daniel took the side of Sarah Trotta and Grace Dixon when she's on ONLYFANS and she's waiting on children. It's like working with a bunch of buffoons, but it's a group of buffoons who are all part of that woke bad wolf culture. That would be the OBE, outcome-based learning, attitudes, self-esteem, effective learning versus writing, reading, and arithmetic. I work off writing, reading, and arithmetic and then have a well-based balance of attitude, self-esteem, and active learning. And everyone has that if they work off writing, reading, and arithmetic. If you fuel off attitude, self-esteem, and effective learning, your business closes. What is attitude, self-esteem, and effective learning with OBE? Group activities, cooperate activities, and coercive learning. Writing, reading, and arithmetic's individual learning. And there is a necessary need to learn teamwork, but everything's in foundation of individual learning. Otherwise, you're just creating a codependent society of cult-like behavior, which is who? Kamala Harris. Group learning is your free ride because you can hide in the shadows. And individual responsibility is your individual learning, which is where you create your individual power of empowerment. Because eventually you will be outcast. Global cooperation or self-reliance. So it actually is self-reliance in what, well, it's a long story. It's actually, I'm not going to go into that one. Global cooperation versus self-reliance. But you're looking to self-rely, and it can be flipped and flopped with self-reliance and global cooperation. selfishness as self-reliance, because that's how Democrats think.